Hello and welcome to this podcast on mental health myths and facts. According to NHS England, 1 in 4 adults experiences at least one diagnosable mental health problem in any given year. People in all walks of life can be affected and at any point in their lives. In fact, mental health problems represent the largest single cause of disability in the UK. Yet somehow there's a prevalence of myths relating to mental health that confuse the issues and understanding of the problems, which may even prevent people from seeking help. Now, my question is, can you tell the difference between a mental health myth and the actual facts? So in answering this question, today's podcast will present the truth about the most common mental health myths. We will then counteract them by presenting the facts for clarity on the subject. Now, myth number 1. Mental health problems don't affect me. Fact. The answer is, it affects everyone. Mental health problems are actually very common. Among children, in a study in 2008, it showed that 20% of adolescents may experience a mental health problem in any given year. 50% of mental health problems are established by age 14 and 75% by age 24. 10% of children and young people aged 5 to 16 have a clinically diagnosable mental problem. Now, among adults, mental health problems are one of the main causes of the overall disease burden worldwide. Mental health and behavioral problems such as depression, anxiety, and drug use are reported to be the primary drivers of disability worldwide. Major depression is thought to be the second leading cause of disability worldwide and a major contributor to the burden of suicide and ischemic heart disease. It's estimated that 1 in 6 people in the past week alone experience a common mental health problem. So that puts that myth to bed. Now, myth number 2. Children don't experience mental health problems. Not true. The fact is, in our last podcast, we looked at the most common behavioral disorders in children and young people. It did confirm that even very young children may show early warning signs of mental health concerns. I stated that these mental health problems are often clinically diagnosable and can be caused by a combination of interaction of biological, psychological, and social factors. Half of all mental health disorders show first signs before a person turns 14 years old, and 3/4 of mental health disorders begin before age 24. Unfortunately, less than 20% of children and adolescents with diagnosable mental health problems receive the treatment they need. So early mental health support can help a child before problems interfere with other developmental needs. And what about myth number 3? People with mental health problems are violent and unpredictable. Fact. The vast majority of people with mental health problems are no more likely to be violent than anyone else. Most people with mental illness are not violent, and only 3 to 5% of violent acts can be attributed to individuals living with a serious mental illness. In fact, people with severe mental illnesses are over 10 times more likely to be victims of violent crime than the general population. You probably know someone with a mental health problem and don't even realize it, because many people with mental health problems are highly active and productive members of our communities. And what about myth number 4? People with mental health needs, even those who are managing their mental illness, cannot tolerate the stress of holding down a job. Fact: people with mental health problems are just as productive as other employees. Employers who hire people with mental health problems report good attendance and punctuality, as well as motivation, good work, and job tenure on par or can be even greater than other employees. When employees with mental health problems receive effective treatment, well, it can result in increased productivity, lower absenteeism, and decreased disability costs. Myth number 5. Personality weakness or character flaws cause mental health problems. People with mental health problems can snap out of it if they try hard enough. Well, here are the facts. Mental health problems have nothing to do with being lazy or weak, and many people need help to get better. Many factors contribute to mental health problems, including biological factors such as genes, physical illness, injury, or brain chemistry. Life experiences such as trauma or a history of abuse. Family history of mental health problems. People with mental health problems can get better, and many recover completely. So, here is myth number 6. There is no hope for people with mental health problems. Once a friend or family member develops mental health problems, he or she will never recover. No, fact. Studies show that people with mental health problems get better and many recover completely. Recovery refers to the process in which people are able to live, work, learn, and participate fully in their communities. There are more treatments, services, and community support systems than ever before, and they work. Myth number 7. Therapy and self-help are a waste of time. Why bother when you can just take a pill? The facts are these. Treatment for mental health problems varies depending on the individual and could include medication, therapy, or both. Many individuals work with a support system, either individuals or a team, during the healing and recovery process. How about myth number 8? I can't do anything for a person with a mental health problem. Well, here are the facts. Friends and loved ones can make a big difference. Only 44% of adults with diagnosable mental health problems and less than 20% of children and adolescents receive needed treatment. Friends and family can be important influences to help someone get the treatment and services they need. They can do so by reaching out and letting them know you're available to help, helping them access mental health services, learning and sharing the facts about mental health, especially if you hear something that isn't true, treating them with respect, just as you would anyone else, and refusing to define them by their diagnosis or using labels such as crazy or mad. And the last myth in this podcast is prevention doesn't work. It's impossible to prevent mental illnesses. Well, it is indeed a myth because the facts are these. Prevention of mental emotional and behavioral disorders focus on addressing known risk factors such as exposure to trauma that can affect the chances that children, youth and young adults will develop mental health problems. Promoting the social emotional well-being of children and youth leads to these: higher overall productivity, better educational outcomes, lower crime rates, stronger communities, lower healthcare costs, improved quality of life, increased lifespan, and improved family life. Okay, so we've covered a few of the common myths. My advice is to always ask questions, check information that you're not too sure about. It may save time in solving your problems. I hope that having looked at the myths and debunked them by stating the actual facts have helped to clear up some of the confusion surrounding mental health. More important is that based on the factual information, you can now make considered choices and take deliberate action regarding any mental health issues you may have. In addition, here at Connected Minds AI, there is help available for any mental health issues you may have. You can also get help to deal with your mental health issues from a cultural perspective. Why not contact me, Roselle Thompson?